All right, y'all. Sorry for that snafu this morning. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Come on in, y'all. Oh, God, y'all, please come on. We got a lot to talk about today. We have a lot to talk about today.
Then the other one.
I know.
Well, the other one should be gone. It should be done. It should have took away the live chat and everything.
Did it?
Because when I go to it, you can't. You can only get in. You don't see a live chat or none of that.
This one. Okay. We're going.
Hey, Medina. Hey, Medina, I got your call. I got to call you. Tremel actually is supposed to call you.
Yeah, I have to call you too, Medina. I'm going to be giving you a call later on today. Could you send me a text and let me know what time is a good time to call you? Okay.
Hey, Melissa.
They coming in? They coming in? Good. Hey.
Hey, Trisha.
Hey, Trisha. Hey, Melissa. What's going on? Good morning, everybody. Joe Milk got that. Okay.
That's what's wrong. Let him
Yeah,
stay over there.
Yeah.
Stay.
Yes, child. Christ's sake.
Where the hell is that train at?
Down the road.
I didn't say any time is fine.
Okay.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
All right, y'all, come on in here. We're about to get started in a few minutes. We just wait for a few of y'all to come on up in here. We have a lot to talk about today. Oh, Joseph, we got a lot to talk about.
Good morning, Erica Spottford. I think, is this your first time here? If it is, well, welcome.
Yes.
To McRae Kingz.
Yes. Good morning, Erica. 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 You know what I'm talking about? Erica Mena from Love and Hip Hop. She's that's what what's called.
Hey Monte, I thought about you yesterday and said I hadn't seen you in a minute.
Did you get his song?
No, that was your job.
Oh, okay. I got. Don't worry about it.
I had the one for Izzy.
Okay. I thought you was got. Well, why didn't you just order both of them at the same time, Joseph?
Because I was just going to send Monte straight to him.
Yeah. Why didn't you just order?
Because I didn't. Because I didn't feel like looking up his address.
Oh. Oh well.
Izzy live across the street, so when I placed my order for myself, I could just add hers in.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for subscribing, Erica, and welcome.
Yes, thank you so much.
You watching us while you work, child. You may bust out laughing sometimes.
Yeah, you might get a Kiki girl. You might get a Kiki and a hot minute girl.
And they come looking at you saying, "Why are you laughing?"
Yes, honey. We don't want to be responsible for you losing your job. So just keep the Kiki on the hush.
You ain't gonna lose your job for laughing. Like you might have to close us out.
Yeah,
quick.
That's what I'm saying. If your hands ain't quick, child. Just keep the Kiki on the hush. On the hush.
What you laughing at? Oh, something that happened last night.
Yes, ma'am. So, Joseph, you think we got enough people in here to get started? So,
do the damn thing.
Good morning, everybody. We're gonna get started with the show. So, you know what we do? We do the countdown, and then we do the intro. Now, y'all, when we do this intro, this is what I want y'all to do. Don't laugh, Joseph. Don't laugh. I want y'all to pay attention to the faces. Lord Jesus. I want y'all to pay attention to the faces that blogs and fiction makes. They are a key.
And if y'all watch, y'all know exactly what we're talking about.
Yes. So we're going to get started with the countdown. Y'all want to hear it? Here it go. All right, and go to intro, y'all. Y'all don't, Joseph, don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Stop.
I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't mean to do that.
He
I've just been making so many mistakes this morning,
the people want
Joseph.
to see me. The people what did you do?
Wait a minute, wait. No, I'm not doing that. What the hell?
I don't know, but you about to
Oh, there we go.
do whatever.
I just listen. Hey,
Got me looking all dog.
what's today? Today is Hump Day. Today is Wednesday. The girls are just really, yeah. The universe is just really trying it with me this
Hey
morning.
Maurice.
Hey, Maurice, he just sent me a message. Can you see us now?
Boop, 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 boop. Y'all, it's been a rough couple of days.
Yes, it has. It has been a rough couple of days. Did you girls get your stimulus payments? Has everybody been getting their stimulus payments? They're supposed to release a whole bunch of them today, Joe. Unfortunately, they have
They
not
didn't release
released
yours.
mine yet. Why do they do that to us?
They always do it.
They always
I'm
do.
glad I was first though this time.
Yeah, I'm glad you was first too. Now you get now you get. Yeah, where's my money? Listen, Kamala. Listen, Kamala.
Thank you, Monte.
Don't make me have to come and find you, girl. Joe.
Not
Joe.
me.
Don't make me, Joe.
Hey,
Don't make me have to come
Jackie.
find you, Joe. I will come and find.
Well, hey,
run me my money. Run me my coin. Now, y'all, let me tell y'all what's been happening for the past year, ever since this whole pandemic has been happening, right? Now, the first stimulus payment that went out, they sent me mine, right?
And I waited like 2 to 3 months.
He had to wait 3 months to get his. Okay? Then they send out the second one. I got mine. As soon as he signed, the ink wasn't even wet on the page, and I got mine. I kid you not. I was watching CNN. They said they releasing it tonight. 15 minutes later, I got my stimulus payment. Now this time,
Mine came 3 days later.
this time he got his. I haven't got mine. Joe.
Oh well, too bad for you.
Quit playing with me.
Hey Charlene.
Don't do me, Joe. Joe.
Hey Love King.
Kamala. I don't know what's going on.
Hey Jacqueline.
Y'all will want to get us together with my coins. Please don't make me go to TC. I'm vaccinated, honey. I can travel.
Jacqueline, if I accidentally call you Jackie, I'm sorry. Because I hate when people just accidentally call me Joe. And my name is Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know why I get upset with that.
What?
If I tell somebody my name is Joseph and they go, okay, Joe, that's not what I said. I said Joseph.
Well, Joseph, could you imagine how I feel? People call me, people mess up. No. The people have been messing up my name ever since I was a kid.
Messing it up versus them deciding they're going to shorten it is two different things.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a name that people messed up.
But see, they shortened mine too. See, at least you get Joe, right? When somebody, when I introduce myself, hi, how are you? What's your name? My name is Jackie. How you doing, Jackie? My name is Tremel. Can I call you T?
That's because they can't say Tremel.
Well, what the hell? Why can't you say Tremel? TRIMEL. M-E.
Well, most
LL.
people say it like
Tremel.
the last name.
Huh?
Most people say it like people's last name. That's Tremel. So they say
Try
Tremel.
it. I mean, it's okay. I accept that. I accept Tremel. Now listen, now they done called me. Now I'd rather for you to pronounce my name wrong than to ask me.
Monte said, Grandmaster Tremelli now.
Now see, I've gotten that all my life. I used to get Melly Mel, Trimble. I had one teacher, he used to love my name so much, he came up with his own pronunciation of it. He called me Tremello. Tremello. Tremel. My grandmother, she couldn't pronounce my name. She couldn't put a T on it to save her life. My grandmother used to call me Cremel. Cremell. And so that's where I got my nickname. So all my nieces and my nephews and my sisters, they don't call me Tremel. They call me Cree. Because my grandmother used to call me Cremel. I had a teacher, I remember his name was Mr. Newsom. He looked just like Teddy Pendergrass. He was a fine child. He used to call me Cremel. Yeah, people from the South, I don't know why they can't put a T on it. They have to say Cremel. It's just like, us people from the South. Instead of credit, we say credit. What's credit?
Why you gotta make the D into a K?
I don't know. We just do that.
Well, no, the T into a K.
We do that. Us people from the South, we come up with our own stuff. We say credit. Just like we say, I'll hit you in the back of your throat.
No, I just get
with a hammer. Huh?
I don't mind being called Joe or JoJo or Joey.
I really don't mind either.
If you ask me what's my name and I say Joe stuff, that's what you need to call me.
Well, I don't even want nobody to call me Tremel or T or anything. Call me His Majesty.
Shut up.
What's wrong? Why people have a problem calling me His Majesty? What's wrong? Do y'all got a problem calling me His Majesty? Do y'all? Hold on. You know what? Let me go. I gotta go get some. I gotta go find some, child.
What you gotta go find? Your hammer?
Okay. Does anybody out there have a problem with calling me?
Wait, the Left King said
His Majesty.
Who used to call us McRae?
Who?
McRae or McRae?
Well, see, they used to always spell my last name wrong. When I would say
the way he said it was M-R, they just took the C.
They would say
the C all the way out.
Because it's McRae.
No, they took the C all the way out. Just MRAEE.
Child, what the hell is that?
MRae or MRae.
That's not our last
people
name.
Can't say McRae.
Why?
I don't know why.
Why?
Because it's spelled different.
Yes.
Like if it was MCRAY, they would say it right.
Yeah. See, growing up, people would say, can I call you T? And then when I would say my last name, they would say MCCRAY, like you said. Or they would say MCC. They would always say MCC.
I never had a problem with my name, except, yes, I did. They could never say my last name. And I think my last name before I changed it was very easy.
Yeah, it is. Your name is easy.
They would pronounce it like Clover.
Because you and my brother, my half-brother, have the same last name.
And I'm like, how do you get Glover out of Glover?
Right.
That's not Clover. They would pronounce it like Clover, but with a G.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, child, okay.
See, I'm the type of person, I'll be like, okay, if your name, you have a difficult name. Excuse me, could you please pronounce that for me? What's wrong with that, people? What's wrong with asking a person? Okay, you don't know how to pronounce my name. Okay, my name is Tremel. Hi, how are you? I'm Tremel. Could you pronounce that again?
Oh, I've done that.
I don't have no problem with saying it's Tremel.
When people have called in, when I was doing customer service, I'm like, I don't even. They said their name. I said, can you tell me your name? And they'll tell me, and I'm looking at it like, can you just tell me your name again, please? Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, especially if I can't pronounce the last name, they'll be like, oh, just call me by my first name. I'm like, oh, okay. Because that last name, girl, I don't know.
Right. I don't understand.
Most people spell my name wrong.
What? What's your last name?
My first name.
Joseph?
Because they spell it like it sounds. JOESESPH.
Oh, okay.
Instead of they put the
J-O.
E before the S.
I got.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, technically, it does make sense that it should be that way, but it's not.
Yeah, but y'all, it ain't nothing wrong with asking a person, can you pronounce their name correctly? Like I said, y'all can call me His Majesty. Y'all can call me His Majesty if y'all want to. I don't want you to bow. You ain't got to do a curtsy.
He said, we know who. I can't think of who called us that.
What?
McRae.
Well, yeah, people used to say McRae. McRae.
Actually.
Yeah, people from the South, they say McRae. McRae. Jamel McRae. Listen, no, it's McRae. McRae. It's actually McRae.
Yeah, Melissa, that's what they called me growing up, because it was before my mother divorced my father. So you had my Uncle Joe, but they called him Joey. And then you had my father, and they called him Joe. And then you had me, so they called me JoJo. So, like, that's why I made my Beagle name JoJo McRae. I couldn't think of nothing. And I was like, well, let me just go with my nickname from a child. Because I was, even my cousins, some of them, my grandmother died calling me JoJo. She's just, I tell her, I'm old, I'm grown, stop calling me JoJo. She just couldn't do it. It was JoJo till the day she died.
Joseph, we got a hater. We have a hater.
Yeah, wow.
I don't know. But yesterday.
Oh, they left this morning?
Yeah, they left this morning. They said we were boring. Are we boring, y'all?
Okay.
They said we were boring.
Well, because they probably saw them other videos.
What other video?
And they thought that that's what they were going to get all the time.
Yeah.
And there's more to life than me just sitting reading people.
Right.
Now, if you keep leaving those comments,
you're gonna get
will
read.
Be the subject of getting read.
Yeah, you're gonna get read
every time. You
read. Yeah, fulfill, honey. You're gonna get
but
read.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
I just replied, "Thank you."
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, but we have a hater. You know, did they thumbs down us?
No.
Did they thumbs down? They didn't thumbs down the video. They didn't thumbs down the video, but they.
No, I got a thumbs down the video the other day on my Joseph Friends, and you know I wanted to go in. Because I don't believe in that, honey. If you have a problem with my videos, you be man or woman enough to type in the section and tell me what's wrong with my video. Don't just thumbs it down. Let me know who you are so that I can come for you appropriately.
Exactly.
But I have to get past that in my life.
Yeah.
I have to get past that. I look exceptionally cute today. I'm just looking at myself. Because like Trunell tells you, I don't be looking at y'all. I'll be looking at myself.
Yeah.
And I happen to think I look exceptionally well.
I was going to do my hair today too, Joseph, and I couldn't find my glue.
Hey, Patricia.
I need some glue. I could have did it with my Got to Be Glue, but I didn't want to do it with my Got to Be Glue. But
there's no reason to read in actuality. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah, everybody's entitled to feel the way they want to feel. If you think we're boring, okay, well, yeah, I mean, what you want us to? You want me to swing from a chandelier that's non-existent? What do you want me to do? You want me to dance a jig?
But all my content ain't gonna be about Mother Gold.
Do you want me to break dance? What would you like? And that's what we tell y'all all the time. Send us an email. What would you like to see us do? Now, Joseph ain't tasing me. I'm telling you that shit right now. That shit ain't gonna go right.
And I'm not talking about Mother Caldwell.
Right. We're not talking about her. Unless if Miss Singh don't try to come for us, she don't try to send for us, we ain't coming for her. Okay, so y'all think y'all coming over here to get a Miss Andrew Caldwell video? It's not gonna happen unless Miss Andrew decides that she wants to try it with the McRae Kingz. That's just that. Period. We did those videos. They are what they are. We've had that conversation about Miss Andrew, right? We've had that conversation. If you go back, watch all of the videos that we did on
That's
her.
because, Charlene, I'm a ray of sunshine. And I'm here to brighten up your day. That's why the sun is over my head.
Oh, okay. Do you like that little sun?
No, Charlene says she like the sun sitting on top of my head.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Velvet, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you?
Hey, Velvet. I got to check something, Joseph, before we proceed and go further. Let's see.
Right, Melissa. Now, you already know it's acting up, and you want to go messing with stuff instead of leaving it alone. Or
There we go. We had a conversation. We had a conversation this morning. Me and the iMac. We had a conversation this morning, and I wanted to use this thumbnail. Not just I want to appreciate the sun.
They all love the background.
It's not that I don't appreciate the sun up above you, but I just want to give them a little bit of us this morning. You see that? You like that one? It says, join us for coffee and inspiration. This is a Dare to Be Different entertainment group production.
Okay.
Do you want the sun back?
No, because you're going to keep playing.
I'll put the sun back. No, this is what we do.
But then I knew you was coming. I felt it in my spirit when I reached down to get my water and my child was laying there perfectly silent, sleeping on the floor. I knew you was coming to say, "Where's Jomel?" I felt it in my spirit. I felt it in my spirit.
He behaving today for some reason.
She said it as I felt it in my spirit.
Really?
She said it.
He behaving today. He down on the floor. He right here. He just late. He's relaxing. Today is his luxuriating day. I don't know where he feels like luxuriating today, but that's what he's doing. Joseph, we found a new supermarket. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it was nice in there.
Yes, we got to go back.
Okay.
I want some more sushi. We found sushi, good sushi at the supermarket.
I want to get it with
and that cheesecake was amazing.
The cheesecake was, see me with cheesecake is rich, so I always end up either wasting it or having it for like 2 to 3 days because I'd never eat a whole slice.
But that one wasn't. It wasn't like too sweet. It was It was just right.
It was good.
You know, it's hard to find a good place to get good cheesecake. I love cheesecake. But that cheesecake was good.
Thank you, Medina. That was good cheesecake.
But we got to go back to that supermarket.
I want some bread. Have y'all ever gone in the supermarket and it was like, what was it, 8 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
And the fresh bread.
The bread was like
nice and
soft. It was, oh God.
It was like it was freshly made.
Yes.
The muffins was warm. Like I was like, oh my God.
Even the donuts. The donuts wasn't hard.
Thing, y'all.
No, nothing. Yeah.
Child, we live here and don't even know what's around us.
Yeah, we don't.
And it literally is right down the block.
Yeah, right down the block. Yeah. We got to go back. Are we going there today?
We can, because I want some brie and spaghetti.
But Joseph,
no, I can't.
You know, the brie, you got to really.
I can't.
Take it easy on that.
I can't. That's why I would eat that whole thing.
You can only have a little bit.
No, you put it in the microwave and take the bread. Oh, I can't. I can't. You don't understand. When it comes to cheese, I'm like my mother. Like my mother was a cheese fanatic. Like you don't understand. Like this, me not being able to eat cheese the way I want to. I would get a block of cheese, cut it in half, and then cut it in little cubes. And then after I cut it in half and cut it in little cubes, I get me a glass of wine. And I would just sit there and watch TV, drink my wine, and eat my cheese. And don't let me go decide I want some grapes with it. You would have thought I was a little white woman.
See, I've never really been in.
And I used to do that after work every day. And then when I got on dialysis and they told me that I had to monitor cheese,
I've never really been in cheese.
At first, it almost. Now I'm kind of like, okay. I don't do cheese like that.
Right.
It's killing me. But last night when I saw that whole roll of brie.
Now I do like me a good bottle of wine.
Child, I was
especially white Zinfandel or some.
All I need is some white wine.
Yeah.
Put that brie in the microwave and let it get, or in the oven and let it get nice and so. Oh, and we got shrimps, child. Make some shrimp. put it on top with a little honey glaze, and some of that baguette bread.
No, that sushi was good last night. That sushi was
Let me tell
good,
you
Joseph.
something.
Now you know
Y'all ain't never had that. Y'all missing out.
Listen, now you know how I am about sushi. I rather go to a Japanese establishment and get my sushi
Hey,
where it's
OTB.
made with, it's like they know what they doing and stuff like that. I ain't never had no like grocery store sushi. But that sushi was off chain yesterday. I gotta go get me some more. I want to get me some California rolls. I don't know. Did they have tempura there yesterday? Did they? They ain't had no tempura.
But see, we went late. So
I want
I'm
sa-
sure
I mean,
they
I want
have
some salmon.
a whole better selection
Yeah.
if we go earlier than at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I want some salmon. I want to get one of them big platters.
Because they actually look like they make it right there for you.
Yeah. Shout out to the Helmsley Cruises. They the one that put us on to it.
Yes.
Yeah, they always put us on the good stuff
Yes,
here.
we enjoyed y'all yesterday.
And well, yeah, we had a good time. Oh God, we had such a great conversation about marriage.
But see, you know what? What I enjoyed about it, I enjoyed the realness.
Yeah.
I enjoyed we were honest and open.
Right.
They were honest and open.
Right. And there was no judgment.
Right, because it wasn't going past the forum.
Right, right.
And it was like, it's nothing wrong.
Well, that's because we can relate.
Well, no, because sometimes you holding on to shit.
Right.
When you have somebody you could trust, you might as well just talk about it and put it out there because you get a different perspective.
Right.
On things, and then they give you a different perspective.
Right.
Because they think different than the way we think, and we give them a different perspective because we think different than the way they think.
Right.
And it's just what it is.
Because you know what I
sit and try to act like everything is perfect. Right. And they live in this perfect little world with pixies and rainbows. Mm-hmm. And everybody knows that's not true.
No, that's not. It's not true. That's not about marriage, child. Because every 5 minutes I'll be wanting to find something and bust you side the head.
Right.
But I think it was great that we could relate to one another like that, and we can have conversations like that, and we don't have to worry about it getting like heated, and you know what I'm saying. And it's always good to just like congregate with another couple.
No, but I love the realness because we didn't nor did they try to sit there and pretend like we had this perfect marriage.
Right.
Like we had this, oh my God, it's just unicorns and rainbows and everything is so happy and we're always happy. And no, because that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll challenge anybody. If you want to sit and tell me that y'all don't fight, man, women, man, you a goddamn lie.
Yeah.
Especially if you're married to an Aries, honey. There's going to be a fight.
Oh, there's going to
and
be
if you're married to a Sagittarius, honey, I'm sure there's going to be a murder.
Yeah, maybe, possibly,
because they make you want to kill a bitch, honey.
Yeah, sometimes we do that. But with that being said, guys, let's get into what we're going to talk about today. Ooh, child.
Do y'all watch Basketball Wives?
Yes, Basketball Wives. We got to talk about Basketball Wives. Now, y'all know we don't really cover like shows and stuff like that. We just don't do that. We talk about things as a matter of fact in our conversation. So I wanted to have this conversation about Basketball Wives simply because of what's going on basketball with this colorism issue. Joseph, I need for you to look up the definition of colorism first.
But you need to explain to them what's going on.
Yeah, I will, but I need you to look at the definition. Look it up for me. For those of you that watch Basketball Wives, of course, you know what's going on. But on Basketball Wives, there's this woman. Her name is OG, and OG is from Africa. She's a retired football player. She used to play football, professional football, women's football. And, she came into this group of ladies and, unfortunately.
But you have to say, if you don't watch Basketball Wives, they are all shades of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Light, bright, damn near white.
Yeah.
Chocolate, dark,
mm-hmm.
the whole shebang.
Right. Now, OG, she was a new cast member last year. She came in. And unfortunately, things did not go well for her on her first season of Basketball Wives because she made this assumption. She's made this assumption and she's determined that the women in the group are racist
No,
against her. She says that there's a colorism issue in the group.
even the ones that are dark skinned.
Right. And she's upset because she's heard her name referenced to being called a monkey. They've talked about her style of dress. A couple of other things. And she's referenced all these things to colorism, and she says that there's a colorism issue in the group. Now, Joseph, did you find what the definition of colorism is? Could you please read it?
The definition is a prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group.
Okay. Okay, so that's what colorism is.
That's what the definition
Now,
is.
she has said that all these ladies, every last one of them, are colorists. They have to be, and there's a colorism issue in the group because she's in her feelings. She's saying that they've called her names. They've called her monkey. I ain't never heard nobody call her a monkey. They've said things. They may have made statements that may have appeared to be, colorist statements. But
no.
What do we all do in normal life as Black people?
But
because the way she explained it last night.
If you go by what this definition is, none of them have done that to her.
No, none of them have done that directly to her.
None of them.
But what she was saying is there has been statements that have been made that could be
First of all,
determined as
those same
colorist
statements were made towards Tammy. They talked about Tammy's wig. They talked about Tammy's clothes when she first got on there, and she wasn't keeping up with their style, and she wasn't because she didn't have the money like that.
Right.
Now they don't talk about her. Now they don't be coming for her hair, and they don't be coming for her clothes.
Right.
Because now she's up to par with them.
Right.
I guess she thought she was just going to walk on the show, and everybody she's using it as, if you ask me, she's using it as a crutch.
She's using what as a crutch?
Her complexion.
Who? OG?
OG.
Okay.
She's using it as a crutch because they just don't like her. Nobody likes her. She fights for everybody.
Yeah, she's a bully. Yeah, she's a bully.
I don't like her.
Yeah, I don't like her either.
If I met her in person, I wouldn't want to be around her.
Yeah.
And then all she do is threaten people. And one day she gonna threaten the right woman, and she gonna pop her in the fucking mouth. Yeah. And that's what she need to happen now. She need to get popped in the fucking mouth. Well, she's
threatened most of these women. She's like told women, I
tell you something. My thing is this. I can't tell you I have a problem with you when you come to me and say, well, what did I do? And she can't tell them what they did because they didn't do nothing.
Right.
That's why you know what you did. You know what you said. No, I don't. So I'm asking you what I did.
And then she's saying things like she feels as though the women have been aggressive with her. No.
She threatened that girl last night that she just met.
Yeah, she's been threatening. She's been aggressive with them, I just don't. I don't
not
get
a
her.
Problem. She just don't understand that people just don't like her.
Yeah,
there's a difference in not just liking somebody. It got nothing to do with your colors.
Or just because somebody doesn't think that you're attractive doesn't mean that they're being colorist. A colorist.
I find her very attractive because I think she's a very attractive woman. I'm not even gonna sit here and say that.
Right.
If people don't find you attractive, not attractive. If people they don't like her. Right. That's what it is in a nutshell.
Yeah.
They don't like her.
Yeah, they don't like her personality or anything like that.
If you ain't balling from the get-go when you get on that show, they're going to read you. They're going to talk about you. They did the same thing with Tammy. Right. Tammy didn't run around screaming she was a colorist. They did the same thing to Jennifer when Jennifer was first on the show. Right. Because Jennifer wasn't up to par. Jennifer was trying to play like she was so, ooh, what's a food stamp? I've never seen a food stamp in my life, bitch, please. Mm-hmm. You've seen a food stamp. You from the hood.
No, it wasn't Jennifer. It was the Puerto Rican girl.
No, it was Jennifer. Jennifer said she, the first beginning of basketball.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She did.
Because remember, she was with Emil.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, Tammy had to like her.
Right, and Tammy let her ass up.
Yeah.
So, she think that she's just going to come on this show and they're going to welcome her with open arms and she ain't even up to par.
Yeah.
She wasn't up to par. And I mean, and when I say up to par, I don't mean that in a bad way.
Right.
I mean, you just ain't
They
matching
blogs
them.
and fiction.
You can't be shopping in Rainbow Shop, hanging with bitches wearing Gucci.
Right. You
Like,
can't.
it just ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
You think they're not gonna talk about you?
Right.
They are gonna talk about you, but they ain't got nothing to do with your color.
Well, they ain't gonna.
do with
They
your
gonna talk.
clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's turning it into an issue because she can, because that's what she can do.
That's the only thing she really can do.
Destroy them, because that's the type of bitch that she is. She want to destroy everybody because she angry in her own fucking life.
Yeah. Well, Evelyn has a lawsuit. She's filed a lawsuit
and I hope
against
Evelyn
her.
win, because anybody with common sense that see this show will know that she's full of shit.
Yeah.
And I sent Shawnee a message last night. I said, please tell me you fired.
And now she's backtracking. She's saying things like, because all the ladies have tried to have a conversation with her to find out, okay, OG, if you feel, whatever it is you feel, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do?
Christian and her are the same complexion. She's going to tell her that her features are European, so that's why. And I'm sitting there going, do you know how stupid yourself?
Yeah.
Just because her nose is straight and your nose is just broad, that, come on. If somebody's a colorist, they're going to treat her the same way they treat you. Because it's no difference. There's no difference. They're not going to accept her because her nose isn't broad. They're not going to, if a person is a colorist, they're going to treat her the same way they treat you. And that's not what, that's
no,
not
see, this is the example that she gave last night. She said, this is the example of these, of being a colorist. She says, a black person may say, get your black ass up. She said, white people don't say, get your white ass up.
How you know?
But you don't know that, right? You don't know that.
You don't know that.
You don't know that. It's maybe white people in this world that may say, Jenny, get your little white ass up out of that chair. And what are they? Are they being, what is that? Are they being a colorist? Is that
she don't even know what the fuck she's talking about.
That don't make no sense. Listen,
she's reaching.
In our culture, listen, first of all, you can't be sensitive. Let me tell you, when you black, we have learned, listen, we have taken so many.
Get my little black ass up out of the bed and tell Tramel to get his little black ass up out of the bed. Guess what? I'm light skinned, he's dark skinned. What's the difference? That how does that make you a colorist if both of us is black ass? Get our little black asses out of the bed. Come on, it's what black people do.
Now I'll tell you what
now,
is
if somebody
colorism.
Treats me in a whole different way than they treat Tramel. If I walk in an establishment of somebody black and they're like, oh, come, let me show you this and sit here and let me bring you this and let me show you this and da-da-da-da. And Tramel walks in and they pay him dust and be like, oh, just look around, see whatever you want. That's colorism, because there they showing favoritism to me because I'm lighter than him.
And see,
that's colorism.
That's why I take offense. I take offense to her narrative of accusing these ladies of colorism. Now, you want to know colorism? Let me tell you something. All my life, especially in my childhood, well, not all my life, but in my childhood, I dealt with nothing but colorism. I dealt with nothing but colorism from my own people, because people would say to me, you are such a black spook. You're a black spook. That's colorism.
But they treat you different because you was dark skinned.
Oh yeah. I had some people treat me different because I was dark skinned. I had kids that wouldn't play with me because I was too dark.
Those are the ones that was colorist. Just because you called somebody.
I had listen, let me finish. I had light-skinned people that would not associate with me because of my dark skin.
Then they were
That's colorism to me.
But just because somebody called you, then if
I had light-skinned kids that would call me, and some dark skin, some of them, they were maybe a little tone lighter than me. They would say things like, I had this one boy in grammar school, he said, you are so black and ugly. That's colorism to me.
But then I could say the same thing.
You understand what I'm saying?
Because when dark-skinned people look at me and call me yellow or piss-colored, I could say the same thing.
Right. Yeah, you can.
That is colorism.
Yeah. Yeah, that's colorism. That's colorism.
That don't bother me.
Right.
For me, what bothers me is if you treat me different or treat somebody I'm around different.
Or if you directly saying these things to me.
Right.
That's what I take offense to. That's what will hurt my feelings. This bullshit that she's spewing, this narrative that she's spewing is it's nonsense. It's
she don't have
nonsense.
no examples to give them.
Yeah.
Just because people don't like
No, it's not that she don't have no examples to give them. She can't give them examples of what when they have done it to her.
Right.
Because they've not. They've not. I've never, and I watched last season when she first came on. I never heard Evelyn or Shawnee or Jackie or or Kristen or any of these women refer to her as anything except for OG. Now they've made fun of her. They've made fun of her dresses. They've made fun of her clothes. Things like that. That's not colorism. Yeah.
They don't see you from.
That's not colorism. That's not. There's a difference. You must know the difference. Listen, if you're gonna play the race card or if you're gonna play the colorism card, you must know the difference. You must know what it is.
Oh, because you didn't accept me. Oh no, the best one. You always choose the lighter side of the argument.
Yeah,
they don't like you, girl. That's what they don't like you.
That makes no sense.
The lighter side.
Yeah,
because they was all on Evelyn's side. No, they don't like you.
Yeah, they don't like.
They like Evelyn.
Yeah.
So what do you say about what's the other girl? The Chinese. I don't want to say that. The one that wasn't on there. Sue, what was her name?
Sue?
No, the one that was Christian's sister-in-law.
Her.
She was light skinned. They didn't like her.
Yeah.
They didn't like her.
Yeah,
they didn't want to be bothered with her.
Your Christian's sister-in-law.
Right. So what do you say about that?
Right.
They didn't like her. And they made it.
No, it was actually Christian's mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law.
Yeah,
they didn't like her. Yeah. They didn't like her.
Yeah, they didn't like her because she was just.
And she was lighter than every last one of them.
Yeah.
They didn't like her.
So, and they said some terrible things about her.
The Jew was up in her face. See, that's the problem that I have with her. She want to talk about everybody and have something to say about everybody, but the minute somebody say something to her, she's screaming. She want to cry like a little baby. You could tell she was a bully. You could tell she probably went through the same thing you went through.
Right.
And now that she older, she trying to flip it on everybody and make it because she learned this new word.
Mm-hmm. Colorism, yeah.
And she want to put it on everybody. But girl, learn the difference. People just don't like you. You're an asshole.
Yeah.
People on the internet.
And then she got in her feelings. This is another thing she been getting her feelings about. She was getting her feelings because they told her, they made reference to her aggressiveness, and she didn't like that. But if you're being aggressive,
child, when you angry,
what other choice? What else do I have to go by? If you're being aggressive, if you're being an aggressive person, what else do I have to go by? If I meet you and you are an aggressive person, always talking about, I'm gonna punch you in your face, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that, or I'm gonna go find something, then what other reference do I have to go by?
First of all, when Tammy was on there, Tammy was the angry black woman.
Mm-hmm.
They already knew. You act like being aggressive on that show is a problem. It's not. It's a problem when every time somebody disagrees with you, you want to fight them. At least Tammy will curse you out and get into an argument with you. You always threatening bitches like you did last night, like you always do. If you don't finish, I'm going to finish you. And one day I want somebody to pop you in your motherfucking mouth and break your motherfucking jaw because it'll shut you right the fuck on up. Somebody just need to get up and use with a hammer, bash you in your motherfucking face with a hammer and shut you the fuck up one good time. Because that's all you do. You're a bully. You need to run across a woman that ain't scared of your bitch ass and bust you in your motherfucking mouth.
That's not nice to say.
No,
it doesn't solve anything.
Because people like her need to get fucked up one good time. That's why she always threatening everybody because she's some big burly football player and she's scared that all these little dainty women scared of her big ass. And when they wanted them get up and knock the shit out of her bitch ass one time, I bet you she started threatening people. I bet you. It's men just like that too. You know that. Men always want to jump in your face. You go, I'll fuck you up. Bitch, bring it. Bring it. And when they confront that one man that ain't scared of their big burly ass and they get knocked the fuck out, guess what happens? They laid out on the floor looking stupid while some little 6'2", 120-pound man that knocked his big ass out.
Order in the court.
That's what she needs.
Order in the court.
Because I wish she would have got into it with Tammy. Because Tammy would have knocked the bitch out one good time.
Yeah, Tammy would have knocked her out.
Tammy wouldn't have backed down from her.
And she lucky because Jackie
fuck her up too.
Yeah, Jackie will go crazy on her.
You see, she ain't buck up against Jackie.
No,
you see, she ain't buck
that.
up. You see, no matter what Jackie said last night, she just sat there.
Oh, because she know Jackie.
Because she know Jackie slapped the shit out of her.
Yeah, she know Jackie.
She know Jackie ain't no joke.
Yeah,
see, that's my problem.
Spine
you want to
slap.
jump in everybody's face that you think is too pretty, that ain't gonna fight you back. But who I wanted to knock the shit out of you, because she from the hood, honey, is Malaysia. Because she timing up for your ass.
Yeah, Malaysia, yeah.
Because see, Malaysia trying to turn over a new leaf. And I'm for it, girl. I'm for it. You older,
Lord Jesus.
worried about your kids, and you trying to turn over.
Right, she don't want to go to jail. She like, I don't want to go to jail. I don't go to jail.
Right. But like, she'll jump in Shorty face. Because she thinks Shorty won't fuck her
don't
up.
Sleep on Shorty.
No, but see, that's what I'm talking about. She thinks Shorty won't fuck her up, but she got to realize where Shorty from.
Yeah.
Shorty wasn't always Shorty.
Yeah, she wasn't always
Shorty from the hood.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the problem. She want to bully everybody. She want to bully Evelyn. She want to see Evelyn was timing up for her. Evelyn wasn't running from her.
Mm-hmm.
They just ain't never hit you.
What y'all think? What y'all think?
She's an idiot.
Yeah, she's an idiot. I think this should be her. I think, you know what? I really think I'm with Sean. See, this is me. You know, this is me today. Now, see, I would have been Tammy a couple of years ago. I'd have been like, yeah, I said it, and what? What are you gonna do? What do you want? What do you want? See, that would have been me 5 years ago, but me now, I'm like Shawnee. Shawnee is like, listen,
I don't have time.
I don't have time for this. I don't want to entertain I don't need to have a conversation with you. If this is the way you feel about me, and see, this is my thing. I say this all the time, Joseph. I don't rock with don't rock with me. I don't mess it. If I don't like what don't like me. If you don't like me, it's okay. Because guess what? I don't like you either.
But it's a waste of time.
No, Joseph.
Let me finish.
If
you're trying to fix something, it's a waste of time.
It ain't no fixing. No, listen. It ain't no fixing. It ain't no fixing. See, I'm just a no-nonsense person. Listen, I'm like Shawnee. Listen, I don't need to have a conversation with you. No. First of all, I'm not a colorist, number one. Number two is, I don't care if you think I'm a colorist. Okay. Number three is, I don't need to have a conversation with you because I don't want to entertain this analogy that you've come up with. I don't want to entertain it. So with that being said, this is what Shorty said. With that being said, I'm going back home to my churn.
No, but I get her because my thing is this. I'm not going to have a conversation. Okay, two people already tried to have a conversation with you.
Right.
Basically, you wasn't trying to hear nothing they said. Everything they said, you shot it down.
Right.
So at that point, there's no conversation for me and you to have, because what I'm not going to do is sit there and try to have a conversation with you and make it right, or at least try to apologize if I did do something that I may have not known.
You ain't got to worry about me.
You, but everything out of your mouth is no. And look at what she did when Jackie talked to her. Now, because she's a bully.
You ain't got to worry about me.
She's nothing but a bully.
No, you ain't got to worry about me. And see, that's just who I am. And you know, listen, if I can give anybody any advice out there that deals with people like that, I would say, you know, okay, I see that this is not going to be a friendship. This friendship ain't going to work. Let's whatever, agree to disagree, what have you. You go your way, I go my way. I don't care. I don't care.
At this point, none of them should care.
No, they don't. They really don't care. It's like, girl, we have tried. We have come over. We have come into your space. We have sat here and we've had conversations with you, and we've asked you the same thing. Each and every individual woman that has had a conversation with her said, okay, if this is how you feel, what do you want? Now, what do you want? If you say there's a colorism
what did she say? It's not how I feel, it's how it was.
Yeah. So what do you want me to do?
It doesn't make sense. Like,
what do you want me to do?
You can't have a conversation with somebody who's shutting you down. Everything
Right.
you say, unless you just agree with them and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I won't do it again." Teach me, teach me. That's what she wants.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not giving that bitch
I'm not
that.
doing that. No, I'm not doing that. Now, if I've wronged you, if I said something wrong, I'm gonna say I'm gonna own
Right,
what
if
I've
you-
said, and I'm going to apologize if there's an apology that needs to be made. I'm going to try. I'm going to do everything that I can do on my end to make things right. Now, after I've done all that, oh bitch, don't
You have to be able to tell a person what they did.
What is it that you
You have
want?
to at least be able to tell a person what they did.
Right.
That's what I be telling you. Don't be saying that. You have to
That's a
tell
whole
a
different
person-
conversation, Joseph. Don't be
You
trying to
have
put that up in the
tell
mix.
A person what they did, especially if they coming to you trying to figure out what they did and
Right.
apologize. Like you look stupid not telling them what they did,
Right.
and you should know what you did. Now, see, now that's a problem. That's a person making shit up.
Yeah.
See, that's how I take it. You're making shit up because you should be able to say, "Well, you did this, 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 and this," and then I'll say, "Well, you know what? I did do this, 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 and this." And if it made you feel a certain type of way, I apologize because that wasn't my intent.
Right.
I was just making fun of your clothes. I was just making fun of your wig. We have all done that to each other. So I didn't know you were going to get offended that way. Call it a day and be done with it.
Right.
But no, she can't do that. Well, what did I do? You know what you did. Well, can you give me an example? I'm not giving you an example. Give you an example for what? You know what you did. Like, come on. That's a person making shit up.
Right.
Because they ain't got nothing to tell.
And then this is the tea. This is the tea. At the end of the show, we found out that one of the new young ladies that's a part of the cast revealed that OG had contacted her on social media asking her to come on the reunion show because she wanted to get some dirt on one of the other cast members. That was the tea. That was the tea.
I don't know why y'all act surprised.
And let me say this to y'all. And I say this, listen. Y'all listen to me. We said it the other day. Speak it, forget it. Write it, regret it. You can't even speak it and forget it no more. See, because this is social media. Hello, people. This is social media. Social media, whatever you put out on social media, whether it be a video, whether it be something you've written, it's written in stone. That's written in stone. It's going to come back to bite your ass. It's going to come back. That's just like, okay, let's move on to another show, The Bachelor. Did you hear about what happened on The Bachelor? Well, The Bachelor, who just so happens to be a black man, he chose the woman that he was going to be with. I don't know what the hell her name is, but he chose who he wanted to be with. They rode off into the sunset, and then an hour later, they were back on the show because he was what? He was breaking up with her. You know why he was breaking up with her? Because he found something. Somebody sent him something on social media, which he went to some kind of party. They call it some kind of, it's called a prairie party or something like that. This is where, and I ain't never heard of this culture before, but would y'all believe this? This is a culture where white people get dressed up like slaves and they party. They party.
Well, I have my own.
In the name of slavery.
Well, I have my own.
And y'all, let me tell y'all something. Did y'all know? And Joseph, we was watching this before the show came on. Slavery is still on the books in the state of Tennessee. And they are voting on it to abolish it in Tennessee. And the Republicans they want to vote no.
Even some black ones.
Now, y'all, let me tell you something. First of all, if slavery is still on the books, this is what they're saying. They're saying slavery is actually still legal. It's legal for you to own a slave in the state of Tennessee. Well, first of all, I dare somebody to try to enslave me, child. But could you imagine? Could you imagine? Now, I'm giving you a scenario. Okay, slavery is still on the books in Tennessee, right?
Mhm.
You in the state of Tennessee, and some white man come driving up on you, and he takes you, and he puts you in handcuffs, right? And he takes you to his house, and he tell you you his slave. Let's say um, he kills you, right? Does it can he be prosecuted for that?
Yes, because murder is not on the books.
Right, but slavery is on the books. And in
Right.
the eyes of the law, slaves don't have rights.
Well,
Slaves don't have rights. So what do you think? I'm not saying that this is something that happened. I'm just giving y'all a scenario. But this is something that can occur. If this law is not abolished, that means that a white person in the state of Tennessee can take you and enslave you.
well, it can happen.
And if you don't do what they
Well, it
tell
can
you to
happen
do,
in
if you don't
reverse.
do their bidding
It can
and they
happen in
kill you, they
reverse
can't be
because
prosecuted
it doesn't
for
say
it.
black people are slaves. A black person can take a white person and enslave them.
That's true too. I never thought about that. Good thinking.
It's
I
just
never thought
slaves,
about
period,
that.
because it didn't say black people.
But
It just says
I never
slave.
thought about it. But let me ask you this: what do you think of that? Like, that's basically what the law is in Tennessee. You can take somebody and enslave them, and if they don't do what you tell them to do, and you decide, well, if you ain't gonna do what I tell you to do, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you with this goddamn hammer. They,
Well, it depends.
it's a law. It's a law. They
No,
didn't
but
break any
it
laws
gotta
by
be-
doing that. But see, because
No, they did
slaves
because they
don't
did not.
have rights. Slaves are just like
No, because you have
it's
to,
like
you have to
livestock.
realize something. The law, just because you have a slave, the laws are different.
Right.
So you still can't just beat them like you did before.
Why not?
Because there were no laws against that before. That
Right.
people couldn't kill each other and that people couldn't hurt each other, and those are laws. So
Right.
even if you had a slave, you would still be victim to those laws under the law. Because
Right, but
you're
those
not-
slaves don't
so-
have no rights. They're just like
it doesn't matter. You still
it's
took
like
it.
livestock.
No,
It's like
I mean, come
owning
on, let's be
cattle. It's like
realistic.
owning a cow.
They
It's like
kill us now and they don't go to jail. So what's the difference?
there is a big difference. They do
What's
go
the
to
difference?
jail. They do. They do.
Oh,
They do. It's people. I mean, there's white men in jail for killing black men.
for how long? 5 years?
Whatever.
And we get 250,000 years for killing one of them,
Right.
and they get 2 years for
Well, I
killing
mean, you
us.
could. We're not talking about the unfairness of it all.
But
We're
I'm just
talking
saying,
about.
it's
I'm giving you
happening
listen.
now. Cops do it every day.
Listen,
They
I'm
kill one of us
I'm
and
giving
walk
you
away.
no. I'm not talking about the unfairness of it all, Joseph. Take that out of the spectrum. I'm giving you the law that's on the books. The law that's on the books says that slavery
It's okay.
it's okay to
But
own
it
a
didn't
slave
say
in the
that it
state
was
of
okay to
Tennessee.
beat
Listen,
and hurt them.
listen, hear me out. It's okay to own a slave in the state of Tennessee. So if I enslave you and you don't do what I tell you to do, you don't do my bidding. If I tell you to get out there on that field and start picking cotton and you don't do it, and I kill you, how am I to be prosecuted for that? I didn't break any laws.
You did.
I took you as my slave.
You killed somebody.
No,
It
no.
doesn't say that you can kill them.
Joseph, you're not listening. Listen, hear me out. Hear me out. I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying to you is this. I took you as my listen, hold on. Hear me out. I took you as my slave, right? Slaves don't have rights. That's what I'm saying. Slaves don't have rights. When slavery was legal in whatever in the United States, if a slave ran away, they could be hung, they could be killed.
But then all those laws still have to be in place in Tennessee. That's what I'm trying to tell you. all those same laws have to be in place. If those
Or what
laws
same
are,
laws?
that was in place with slaves when it was okay to have slaves, if those laws are not in place, then you can get a slave, yeah, because that's what it says. It's okay to own a slave, but those rest of those laws that they had before, if those laws
But in
ain't in place,
reality, that
But in
person that you have enslaved by default don't have no rights.
okay, they don't have no rights, but that don't mean you can run around killing people because those same laws ain't in effect. See, back then, those laws, it was okay. You could hang them.
But the country, listen, y'all listen, y'all hear me out. Y'all hear me out. The country that we live in, you know this. And see, this is my fear. This is my fear. The same scenario that I just said to you, this is my fear because I know it's gonna come. Just like George, what's his name? George, that killed Trayvon?
Him.
Just like he used, what was the law that he used that was on the books?
The one in Florida.
Right.
But that's
he used that. He said that
stand your ground.
Right. He used to stand your ground. There's gonna be some white man or some white men or white people that are going to make the assumption that they could take one of us as a slave and enslave us. And if we don't do what they tell us to do, they're going to kill us. And then they're going to say, well, the reason why you can't prosecute me for this is because slavery is still on the books.
They can't prosecute them for taking the slave, or they can't prosecute them for killing somebody. There's a difference. There's a difference.
There is a difference, but what I'm saying to you is this, Joseph. Slaves don't have rights. A slave is just like having a dog. Just like having
when they got
cattle.
Those laws,
just like having
you can't hold people accountable for something that ain't in place anymore. Slavery is in place, yes, but the rest of that stuff ain't in place. So even if you took a slave, even if they took a slave and they was able to get away and go tell the police what they did, they would still get arrested for what they did. They might not go to jail because they took a slave, but they still going to get arrested.
Well, how are they to be prosecuted for killing a slave when slaves don't have the same rights as you
because
and I?
You can sit and say there was a slave all day, but it was a person.
Right, but it was still a slave.
But you got to prove that it was a slave.
The state of Tennessee says that he was a slave.
No.
Yeah.
You all of a sudden you disappear. Nobody know where Tramell is.
Right.
And nobody goes.
Do y'all get what I'm saying? I'm Joseph. I'm saying, listen, I agree with what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, they can take him and make him a slave, but they can't just. Beat him probably that too.
But at the same time, if you want to go by what the law says that slavery is legal. And if I put that label on you,
slavery is legal, but all the rest of that.
If I put no, what is a slave? You have to say what is a slave.
You do what I tell you to do.
And
period. You do what I tell you to. That's a slave. Get up, go get me water. Get up, go clean my house. Get up, go mow the lawn.
Right.
But there's people that live like that every day now.
I know that, Joseph, but we're not talking about the unfairness of it all. We're not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that in the state of Tennessee, you can be taken as a slave.
And who's going to do it?
Well, ain't nobody going to do that shit to me. You might as well kill me. You may as well kill me. You may as well kill me if you decide that you're going to take me as a slave child. You might as well kill me because I'm going to find a way to kill your ass.
They're only making this an issue because they wanted white people to know that they could do it.
Right.
Nobody in their right mind even thought that was a
Y'all listen, we got a lot going on in our country. And let me tell you something. People, my people, if y'all don't recognize and realize, and this is why and the reason why, and see, I'm making a little jest of it. We're talking about the scenarios and so on and so forth. And people, let me tell y'all something. This is the reason why we got to get out and vote. This is one of the main reasons why we got to get now vote. These Republicans have lost their absolute mind. Do you know that they say more than half? Listen, because they don't agree with how the election turned out, more than half of Republicans in the United States have said that they refuse to take the vaccine for coronavirus.
So fuck them, let them die. Who cares? Let them die. I don't understand why. See,
they say, no, listen. They say the reason why most white people most people that have decided not to take the vaccine, they're saying the reason why they're not taking it is because they say nobody can't force me to take the vaccine.
So let them fucking die.
It's not about your health. It's not about protecting your health or protecting your family. It's about you. The government. The government.
Let them get the coronavirus to die. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? If you don't want to take
no, you're right. But what I'm saying is, we live in a country, Joseph. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I'm a child of the 70s. I grew up in the 70s. I did. I was a kid in the 70s. I was actually a kid in the 70s. Like, I was born in 1967. Martin Luther King was killed 4 months after I was born. Martin Luther King was killed. So that's the day and age that I come from. So I was raised in the 70s and the 80s. Never in my life have I experienced as much racism back then. And racism was like running rampant back then as I'm experiencing now. This country, and the sad part is that this country does not want to deal with it. They don't want to recognize it. They don't want to sit at the table and have a conversation. White people do not want to sit at the table and have a conversation and say, no, I'm sorry, not all of them. Let me correct. Most white people do not want to sit at the table and admit that there is a racism issue in our country. There used to be a time when we as blacks said, "Oh, there'll never be a black president." It's come to pass. There'll never be a black vice president. It's come to pass.
That's why they scared. That makes sense. That's why they scared. Because they're no longer.
But there is a racism issue. We have dealt with racism all our lives. We've either dealt with it, we've either experienced it, or we've either seen it. People, when are we going? When are we? And I'm not even talking about black people. I'm not talking about us. When are we as a people going to evolve in this country and move forward? When is the color of our skin going to not be an issue? When is your nationality going to not be an issue? When is your culture not going to be an issue? Listen, let me tell you something. All of us are different. We all come from different cultural backgrounds. That's what makes us so unique. That's what makes it great to live in this country, is because we come from so many different cultural backgrounds. That's what makes us so unique. I love different culture. I don't have a problem with my Filipino brothers and sisters. I don't have a problem with my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters. I don't have a problem with my white brothers and sisters. At the end of the day, we all brothers and sisters. When are we going to move forward? When are we going to evolve as a people? Now, I always say, and this is what I say on my platform, up close and personal, we as a people, we are never going to be able to enjoy the fruits of our evolution until we come together and sit at the table and have a conversation. Shit, we got our own damn problem. We as black people, we got our own damn problem. Hell, we got to deal with the Pentecostal church. We got to deal with all these black people being judgmental of each other. We got to deal with the colorism. We got enough problems. Then, on top of that, We got to deal with the colorism issues that we deal with in our own communities, and then we got to deal with these white people sitting up here trying to enslave us. Because slavery is still on the damn book. These Republicans done lost their damn mind. They done lost their mind. These people have lost their minds. Don't y'all understand? Listen, when I get up in the morning and get out of my bed, I'm like, what do these people be thinking about when they get up in the morning? I don't understand racism. I don't understand it, Joseph. I don't get it.
Hey, Jean, welcome.
I don't get it.
You don't get what?
Racism, I don't get it. I don't get what does it mean, white people? And see, if you listen, if you're getting in your feelings, I think it don't matter to me, Joseph, because you know me. I'm gonna say what I got to say. I'm like Bernie Mac. I'm saying what I got to say because you scared to say it. But let me just say this.
I don't care.
No, I'm talking about most people. Most people out here. I'm saying, listen, let me say this. What is it about me? What is it about me? What is it about me that bothers you so much? What is it about me getting up out of my bed, going downstairs in my kitchen, making me some coffee, child, putting on my clothes, looking cute, doing whatever I do in my life, sitting here in front of this camera talking to you on YouTube? What is it about me? What is it about this that infuriates you so much? You don't like to see it? Is it that they don't like to see it? They don't like to see this color? They color with it. They create things with it. What is it?
You can be a Jermaine.
No, I'm not finished being Jermaine. You know me, I'm animated, but I just don't understand. I don't understand
that's because you
it.
don't go into the depths of it. It ain't you, because you're the proper type of black person. It's the people that live on Malcolm X Boulevard and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Those are the black people that don't want to be part of. The people that live in Marcy Project.
Why does that bother you so much? Because you don't come into my community.
They're afraid.
You don't come into my community.
Well, they're taking over our communities now.
Is that what it is? They want us gone so they could just take over our communities and do whatever they want to do and be
everything that we have. I don't have all day. This is a whole nother topic other than OG being a colorist.
Yes.
It's just I don't have all day for it.
Listen, I don't see color. I don't. Now, I'm one person. I'm the person. Let me tell you something. Y'all heard people say that. Y'all hear people say that all the time. I don't see color. 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 I don't care what color you are. I don't care what color you are.
Have a problem because you need to see me as a black man.
Well, I see you. No. I see your culture. I see you as a person that's lighter than me, but that doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't make me like or dislike you.
You have to see me as a black man first.
Right, but it doesn't make me like or dislike you.
Don't judge me as a black man.
Right. No, but it's people out here that say, I don't like white people. It's people out here that say, I don't like Filipino people. It's people out here that say, I don't like African people. I don't like these people. I don't like that people.
One thing happened to them. So they grouped a whole bunch of people together based on one thing happening.
Right. But Joseph, that don't matter to me. Your skin color don't matter to me.
Well, that's you. That ain't everybody. That's you. That ain't everybody. Everybody ain't what you tell me. Everybody ain't you. Everybody don't think
that's
like
true.
You.
Right. No, listen, I'm just voicing how I feel. I can only voice how I feel. You know, I just don't understand what the big fight is about. Why is it that you want to conquer me? Why is it that you want me gone? Why is it I have the same rights to breathe the same air as you do, to live the same life as you do, to live anywhere I want to live, the American dream? I have a right to all that just like you. What makes you think that you have a better right than I do, or you can look down upon me as if I'm nothing?
You have to really think about it. It's not just black people. They
No,
did
it's
it to the
not.
American Indians. They
I
did it to the
know.
Spanish people. They did it to the people in Haiti. They did it to people everywhere because they think that they are the superior race and they want to take over everything. And they could at the
It's okay
time
for you to think you're a
because
superior race, but listen.
you dealt with people that didn't have weapons like you had. So yes, you could come shoot them while they were throwing spears at you, and you could overpower them because they were on a whole different level. But everything you took and destroyed became a big hot mess. Everything it's a hot mess. So it is what it is. It's just it ain't just black people. They want to take over everybody. They don't want to let immigrants into the country when all of them are immigrants. They don't want to let. I mean, it is what it is.
Exactly, Velvet. Exactly. Why is being a black person in this country being like a double-edged sword? Why? Why? Well, for us, imagine for us it's a triple-edged sword because they don't like. Not only do they like the fact that we black, but they don't like the fact that we gay.
Gene, I would love to agree with you with that, but I saw a video where somebody, and it was real. They were in the waiting room in the doctor's office, and her son was in pain. It was a white lady, and her little son was in pain. And the Indian doctor came out to help them, and she refused to let him help her son.
Yeah.
She sat there, and she was like, "Well, do you have any white doctors?" And they said, "Ma'am, he's available. He's not helping my son."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there going, "Is she serious right now?"
Yeah, there's some people that really believe that.
There are people that will tell you if I get an organ and it's coming from a black person,
let me die.
A Chinese person,
they'll say, "Let me die.
Let me die. I don't want it."
Right.
So I agree with you. 100%.
That happened. That happened back
but
in.
It does happen where
that has happened back in the days.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. As stupid as that sounds, I respect them. Because if you're willing to stand in your conviction that much,
right,
that you're willing to die,
right,
other than have a black person's organ,
then you died. You died.
Or you're willing to die than to have a black doctor help you. Then I applaud you for standing in your conviction.
Right.
I do.
Yeah.
Because most people will sit and say one thing, and then when, like you said, when it happens, it's, give it to me. Give me the heart. Give me the kidney. Give me this. Give me that. Oh, doctor, please help me.
Right.
But there are some people that they will refuse. Nope, I'm not that black person's not touching me. I'll sit here and die. And I respect that. I do, because if you feel that strongly about something, and you stand wholeheartedly on what you stand for, I am not mad at you.
Right.
I am not. I'm not mad at you one bit. I mean, I think it's
but don't
stupid.
call me the N-word, and then when you need a heart transplant, you want my heart.
Right. Now that I don't support. But if you, I do support if you calling me the N-word, if you don't like black people, and they say, "Oh, we got a heart," the first words out your mouth, is it from a black person, or they gonna say the N-word? Is it from an N-word? And they say, "Well, we're not at liberty to say, but yes." Well, I don't want it. Give it to somebody else.
Right.
I respect that, because that means you really believe what you say. You really stand in your conviction.
Stand in your conviction. Yeah.
You really believe this.
Yeah, you are.
And I'm not knocking you for what you believe. If that's what you believe, I can't tell you that what you believe.
And that sounds terrible, don't it?
It's stupid.
But it's
stupid. But you can't knock somebody that
you can.
Passionate about what
you
they
can say,
believe.
"Oh, well, that child, you's crazy."
Right.
You's a fool.
You can't knock somebody for what they believe, and they that passionate about what they believe.
Right.
So you just, I don't knock people, and even, you know what? And I tell people, we just had this conversation on another live that we did, and this is going to sound a little, but I trust white people more than I trust black people. You may say, why? Because at least with them, I know where I stand.
Yeah.
Either they like me or they don't. With my own people, I gotta worry about them smiling up in my face, sitting there eating my food, and when my back is turned, they're kicking my back in and stabbing me in the back. Not all. Whenever I make a statement, it's not all.
Right.
So don't
blanket it as all people. Yeah, right.
It's not all. But everybody in this chat know what I'm talking about.
Right.
A white person like you, they like you and they down for you. Especially when you working. If a white person like you and they down for you, they're gonna try to help you get ahead. They're gonna try to help you get a promotion. They're gonna tell you what's available. The black people are gonna look at you and laugh at you and see him and say, "Oh, that's my good friend. Let me get him ahead of you, even though you deserve it. I'm gonna give it to him because
Right.
he's my friend."
Mm-hmm.
I just what I've learned. It's what I've learned.
It's
It's
your
what I've
experience.
seen. It's my experience.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather deal because I'd rather deal with people that are upfront and honest. Tell me, you
Yeah,
know
me
what,
too.
which I don't like. It just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no different than when people, like when we did the thing and people tell me, you know what, I just, I don't like gay people. So I'm not going to, I can only respect you. I can't be mad at you. I can't, nothing. Because you was honest with me. I might not agree with it. It might make me feel some kind of way. But at the same token, I can only respect you for being man or woman enough telling me how you feel and telling me the truth.
Yeah,
But when you do that underhanded, sneaky stuff,
yeah.
I ain't got time for that.
Melissa says everything done is to break down strength and unity. Everything they do, those that apply, those that apply, to divide and conquer is to break down what can be all powerful if unified, minus the conditioning.
I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
100%. Yeah, we got to do better, people. We have to. We have to do better. We have to do better, not only with us, but with the way we walk in this world, our walk of life, our journeys. We all have a journey. We got to do better. We do. We have to do better. Um,
Velvet, let me tell you
it's a
something.
sad time in this country for me.
When I said that in the old Joseph Rand funny, I got attacked by a
What?
black woman for saying that. But I agree with you 100%. When we learn to love ourselves and love each other and accept each other and stop judging each other,
Mm-hmm.
like when me and Tramel joined Two Mics Up, go check out the video that we did with them. And we tell them how they ostracize us for being black gay men as opposed to just looking at us as being black men.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, email them back and say we opened their eyes and they never thought about situations like that because the first thing they see is us being gay.
Right.
They don't see us as black men. They just see
Mm-hmm.
us as gay men. And they have to, as black people, learn to flip that and see us as black men
Mm-hmm.
who happen to be gay instead of seeing us as gay men who happen to be black,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a difference. And I think when we all, as a people,
Right.
it's never going to happen.
Oh yeah.
We are the only race of people that are divided amongst ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hispanic people always pull together when something happens. We pull together when something happens, but something got to happen bad.
Yeah.
Hispanic people, child, all they got to do is know you speak Spanish and be your best friend.
Yeah.
And they all will join the cause.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that cause is just buying Lucy a blow pop, they're gonna all join the cause.
Right.
And I'm making a stupid, silly example, but y'all know what I mean. We gotta wait for something disastrously wrong to happen. And
Right.
even when
Before
that
we come
happens,
together.
guess what? You got all the ones that are for it. Then you got all the ones making excuses for why it happened, and then you got all the ones making excuses for the other two groups
Mm-hmm.
that don't want to be bothered.
Mm-hmm.
No, we all need to be on one accord, and I
Right.
agree with you 100%. I agree with both of y'all 100%. But the last time I said that, I got verbally attacked, telling me that I was against black men and black people in
Right. Yeah, I
general,
remember.
and that's not the case.
Yes.
I think we need to be unified, and we as black people need to stop playing like we're unified.
Right.
We are when
Right.
Black Lives Matter. But like I said on the podcast, and like me and Tramel said on Two Mics Up, Black lives matter when they're straight lives.
Yes.
When they're gay lives, it don't matter.
Yeah.
I don't see Black Lives Matter marching for all the 300 and something black trans women that were killed last year. I don't see Black Lives Matter marching for black gay men that have been killed.
Come on.
No, you only do it for straight people because see y'all make excuses when we get killed or a trans woman gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was probably tricking somebody. Oh, well, they shouldn't have been gay no way. Who does that?
Mm-hmm.
Who does that? That's not unification. Because what I'm doing with my husband is my business. At the end of the day, we still black. We still two black men.
Right.
But you know, that's a whole nother story for a whole
Yes.
nother day.
But that's our that's coffee this morning, y'all. That's what I wanted to bring to the table, y'all. Let's keep this conversation going. You know, y'all keep this conversation going. Leave us some comments in the comment section, and y'all, you guys, make sure you're watching us on all social media platforms. Joseph.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm reading what Jean said. She said, my whole church just did this to me, so now I'm the only white girl in a prayer line. Those people in my church ain't my people. All people. People are all human. I want to know what the people in your church did. Then that's another problem that I have. That's another problem that I have. But see, that's a whole nother story. Because if we get into that, we'll be here all day.
Yeah, we will. We can have
problem
this
that I
conversation all day.
No, but that's another problem that I have. When you have people, you have white people that are trying.
Oh yeah.
That try to go into
Yeah.
the mix.
Like we said, it's
And
not a
then
blanket. We're not talking about all.
What I'm saying is, but then you have black people that's shunning them and treating them some kind of way.
Right. Mm-hmm.
When those are the people that are our allies,
right.
and they shouldn't be treated that way. That's a whole nother conversation,
yeah, it is.
y'all.
It is for a whole nother day, y'all.
But make sure y'all come back tomorrow and like Jamel said, join us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course right here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you thumbs up the video. And if you want to become part of the McRae Kingz Kingdom, hit that join button and become a knight at the round table. Also, make sure you check out the McRae Kingz Boutique for everything McRae Kingz and Dare to Be Different. You can get you some Dare to Be Different merchandise as well as some McRae Kingz merchandise. You can have coffee with me in the morning on your actual mug.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or show ideas for us, please feel free to email us at TheMcRaeKingz@gmail.com. Make sure it's Kings with a Z at the end and not an S, because we're different. And what else, y'all? Make sure you come back tomorrow at 11:30, 11:45 for the next episode of Coffee with the King.
Yes, and stay tuned today. We may have something special uploaded today. So stay tuned. We may have a special interview uploaded today. So with that being said, guys, we're going to get on out of here and get our day going because we have a lot to do.
And something to eat.
Yes, I'm starving.
My stomach is telling me I'm hungry.
Yeah, my stomach is on my back saying hello. Anyway, so you guys make sure you walk in love, peace, sunshine, happiness, all those great things, and dare to be different. Do your greatest work today. Always remember, it's Team McRae.
All damn day. Later, y'all.
Talk to you soon.